Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Star Fox Adventures. Last time we landed here on the DarkIce Mines and we learned our next and final skill for Tricky, the Flame Command. So now with that in hand, we'll continue our exploration here of DarkIce Mines, starting with this section with some sharp claws and a cannon. That sounds pretty entertaining now, doesn't it? Now, the Shark Claw with the cannon is not really that menacing. I mean, yes, he will shoot at you, but if you keep on moving, you'll be fine. He won't really hit you for the most part. Now, if you're standing still, maybe fighting an enemy, okay, yeah, he might hit you then, but the cannon's not too much of a threat. Just as long as you keep on moving, it's not that much of a threat. But if you look over here to the right in this room, we have some more cogs we need to find, 3 to be exact. So, we have another bridge we need to make. Hooray. Oh, come on. Don't walk off this time, Fox. Thank you. Now, as I was trying to do the first time, we want to jump all the way over to the other side of this bridge, because we want to head over to where that Shark Claw is behind the cannon. And a second ago, he was standing behind the cannon. Now, all of a sudden, he's freely moving, ready to attack you. Yeah, that makes no sense. So that little cutscene just indicated that we have some Shark Claw we need to take down, but with the cannon, this will make our job so much easier. So the longer we hold down the A button, the further we can shoot. Move around with the control stick to aim, and each shot will take up a tiny little bit of our energy meter here. So that's pretty much saying if you're low on energy, then you might not want to use a cannon. You might want to refill first. So there's really that, but with a energy meter as large as we have now, it's not that much of a threat. These cannonballs aren't just useful to attack in the Shark Claw, we can also use them to knock down these walls that have an X on them. Like that door over there, for example, I just shot. Using the cannons, we were able to open up that pathway. And I do believe this is the last Shark Claw. Yes, it was. Now, if you decide to hit X a cannon before you killed all those guys, then you would have to just start from where you left off. The Shark Claw gets smart about it. Once you let go of the cannon and walk away, they will go back into that hut, and the hut will lock back up again. You need to kill all the Shark Claw, not just to unlock this gate below the cannon, but also to keep that little hut opened up. Because not only is there a gear in here, but there's a gear in that hut as well. But now that we have that taken care of, we can get all 3 cogs in one fell sweep. The first one's in there, the second one is in this hut, and the third one is in that area where I blew up the door. So, yeah, all of them right next to each other. Not that hard at all. I mean, really, it's not difficult at all to get these things. It's pretty much just a tutorial of how to use the cannon. That's essentially what this is. And the weird thing is about that is, you don't use the cannon too much in this game. I mean, besides this instance, I can't really think of too many other places you use the cannon. You use the cannon another time here in the DarkIce Mines, but then after that, you don't use one for quite some time. So it's kind of weird of how they decided to teach you it now. Use it one more time in the same area, and then don't use it again for a while. It doesn't make too much sense to me. But let's go ahead and grab our final cog. And this area that we're in right now, we can't do anything in here yet. We can just grab the cog and then leave, but we will have to come back to this spot later, so do remember that. But for now, we just want to grab this cog, and now with all 3 of the cogs, we can head back over to where that mechanism is for these things and put the 3 missing cogs back in their places. Now, this has a big blizzard, so if you try to go forward, you won't be able to, because you will just go right into the blizzard and turn right back around. Kind of weird how that works. Fox can't really see where he's going, so he just turns right back around. It just kind of looks goofy. It looks like you had a weird looping issue, like how Lost Woods would be. You go through Lost Woods, you go through the wrong area in there, and that just takes you back to Kokiri Forest. How does that work? It's kind of the same principle, except in cutscene form. But now that we have all the 3 cogs, we want to go ahead, get our inventory ready, and put them in place. Although you can't put them like, anywhere, I think. Or no, you can, never mind. Must be thinking of something else, because I could have sworn that all 3 of these cogs would just have their own separate places to go, not just you can place them wherever you feel like it. Yeah, look at that. These 2 cogs on the bottom are not too big, but then the one on the top is pretty big. How does that work? I mentioned that in the previous part when we first got introduced to this, but how does that work? How does the cog get that big? Doesn't make any sense. We're right outside this door. We've just made a bridge over to the other side, so let's go ahead and take that bridge and go over. Oh, and you can also jump down here. Don't do that, because you jump down, you have to walk all the way around to make your way back to that bridge. It's pretty annoying. Let's go ahead and use Tricky's find command here and dig our way into this little cavern. And if I do remember correctly, this cavern here is actually a puzzle of its own. Yep, I was right. So before starting this, you want to make sure that you feed Tricky, because you're going to be using Tricky's flame command quite a lot in this room. So make sure he's completely filled before you go ahead and attempt this puzzle. You'll really thank yourself later for doing that. And also we refilled our fungus level, that's good. So let's go ahead and get the, not the staff booster, the fire blaster ready. And shoot this. Because once we do that, all these gates will open up and we can use Tricky's flame command on them. We want to actually burn all these things to light those torches. So the reason we're doing so is because of this right here. Beyond the leap of faith lies an ancient prize. There is no leap of faith in front of us yet. There's like no indication of any kind of jumps we need to make. But behind that door is another little puzzle. It stumps you your first time because you have no idea what you do, but the solution is so obvious. But now with all 4 of the torches lit, we can open up that door over there. So remember that sign said... Well, let's actually go ahead and read it one more time. Beyond the leap of faith lies an ancient prize. It's saying that because there's no floor here. There's nothing at all to stand on. And over there, across in another cavern, is apparently a prize for us, a new item. So let's take a leap of faith. And once you jump, you realize that all that was just a simple illusion, that there was a platform there the whole entire time. You just couldn't see it. When I first played the game, that did get me pretty confused. I had no idea what was going on, but once I took the risk, I found out that it was safe to jump there. There was actually a platform. And it's really cool when you first play the game for that reason. But now we got ourselves that new item. We have ourselves the horn. With this horn, we can go ahead and, well, actually make it through that blizzard area. Because there was a little patch on the ground that we can use that horn. So we want to actually head back over to where that blizzard is. Because now with the horn, we'll be able to actually do something there. Now, I'm still not going to jump down there. I've made that mistake one playthrough. I think it was in my playthrough right before this, my practice run of the game. I was coming out of that bridge section on the way back over, and I accidentally jumped off the bridge. I had to climb all the way back around. It was really annoying. So don't do that. Right here, we want to go ahead and use our newly acquired horn. Doing so, we'll call a Snowhorn friend. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Using the horn, this guy will come right out of the blizzard, ready to help. But before we go on, let's go ahead and grab some of these mushrooms here. Get some more fungus for our pockets. That looks like everything. Okay, I didn't realize I was hitting an invisible wall there, but okay. But we can't make it to this blizzard alone. We actually need to ride on the back of a Snowhorn member. Because these guys can go through this blizzard no problem, as you saw with him coming out. No problem. He's able to go through with no issues whatsoever. But to guide the Snowhorn through the blizzard, he needs to eat some alpine roots. So whenever we see an alpine root, we want to grab it. It's not hard to deplete all your energy if you just grab every single one of these. But I do believe if you miss like one of these things, you're going to struggle. So just make sure you grab them all. It is a little hard to see where they are until you're like right next to them, but it's not that bad. Tricky will run ahead of you. Don't worry about it. That'll come into play later of what happens to Tricky, because it's not smart to run ahead in a blizzard. And as you can see, my Y button, I don't have the flank command on anymore. It's gone. They take that off. And there's a reason for that, and you'll see at the end of this blizzard. But now with all that said and done, we should be at the end of this big old blizzard. Oh, no, there's still one more route. Then after you eat this route, then we'll be on the other side. I always think it's one route less, but that's just my memory going on me, I guess.
Tricky? Tricky!
Your friend will turn up. They usually do. Maybe I can help until he does.
So with that, now we don't have Tricky anymore, but that last little line, maybe I can help until he does, that's pretty much just for this. You really just need to use this Snowhorn, besides going through the blizzard, to knock down that one gate, and that's it. You're good to go. Thanks, buddy, but we don't need your help anymore. We can do the rest ourselves. And would you look at that, more Sharp Claw. I wanted to beat up some Sharp Claw today. I want to leave that health there in case I, screw up. I wouldn't be that surprised. And charge attack, boom, there we go. So now that Tricky is gone, we can't really use some of his commands. Which isn't really that big of a deal, but hey! We have a Sharp Claw Racer again. This is what we saw back in the Ice Mountain. And now that we have the ability to use our scanner, we were able to find out its name, so... in case you guys really wondered what the name of this thing is, there you go, Sharp Claw Racer. But we need to actually find Tricky. We will be finding him a little bit later, but it's weird where he turns up. We're going into the depths now of DarkIce Mines, so going into the mining portion of it. We were on the surface, but now we're going into the depths. And it doesn't make any sense because Tricky just ran away in that blizzard and he disappeared. He actually made his way, I'm guessing, into that cave we just came from and got captured by a Shark Claw. And that Shark Claw probably took him all the way down to the depths of the mine. It's really weird. But now we have to avoid these, which all you have to do to avoid the flames is just roll or just tank it, because they only do 1 unit of health, of damage, so not really that big of a deal to take the damage. In fact, if you just want to get through that fast, I recommend you just take the hit and go through, because it's not that much damage at all on you. Let's go ahead and grab some scarabs while we're here. If you listen carefully, you can hear someone screaming, "Help me." That's Tricky. Like I said, he went from the surface of DarkIce Mines all the way to the bottom. The only logical reason I can think of for him going from the surface of DarkIce Mines into the depths of it here would be for a Sharp Claw to take him and imprison him. That's the only thing I can think of. It's weird. And I got hit by a boulder. I usually get hit there, but I just take the hit and move on just so I can open up this switch and turn off the fire. But doing so, we have ourselves a key, and this key will unlock the cell to Tricky. So right there, we lost Tricky for a little bit, and we'll get him back right away. But that right there tests the theory that I stated in the last episode of if you use your blocking technique here on the rocks, if you just hold down the R button to block, that you won't take any damage, which shows of how powerful that blocking ability is. You can take a boulder to the face and be perfectly fine. This blocking ability is the best, I swear. But look at this. That's just enslaving the tribe. That's ridiculous. We were told by the gatekeeper that General Scales did enslave the Snowhorn, but you weren't expecting to see them on just hamster wheels like this. That's ridiculous. But you need to I was about to say you need to destroy the Shark Claw, but no, you don't destroy them, you just kill them. We need to kill the Shark Claw in this area to open up that little force field there. Because we actually want to go ahead and free Tricky here. And when we do that, we need to take Tricky over into that low area that just opened up. Because we need to use his flame command. Let's go ahead and talk to Tricky real quick.
Fox! I lost you in the blizzard! Some sharp claws found me and threw me in that stinky cell!
Yeah, so right there Tricky does say he was found by a shark claw. I remember that point. But like I said, he went from the surface to the very depths of the mine pretty fast. So that's why I'm assuming that Tricky did get caught by a shark claw, yes, but he probably got caught by one of the shark claw that were in the area we had to go into that took us to this part. There's no other logical reason of how he went from the surface to here so fast. It's just weird. But if we use Tricky's flame command on this wall here, we'll have another little... What are these things even called? Item box. I never remember what these things are called for some reason. But this item box here will have another key, which opens up the cell that was right next to Tricky. Yeah, these guys didn't really hide the keys that well. You would think maybe a superior officer should hold on to the keys to the prison cells. Or, you know, just put them in item boxes randomly in your minds. Yeah, that works too. Shark Claw are not the smartest things in the world, that's for sure. They're pretty dumb when it comes to this stuff. But now that we made it into the depths of the DarkIce Mines, I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here. So, next time on Let's Play Star Fox Adventures, we'll unlock this cell in front of us here and talk to the Snowhorn member that is imprisoned in this cell. I'll see you guys next time.